Hey, what's going on, all you Golden Sky Radio listeners? It's Coach here with show number 7, part number 4 on the Success Starter Kit. And in today's show, if you remember from last week, we talked about disciplined. So today's focus is going to be disciplined. But before we get started, I want to cut out here for a second and implement a soundbite for you all so you can get a gist of kind of where I'm going to go with this message. One of my inspirations, one of my mentors, someone that I've just paid great respect to. That always just I love how they coach. I love how they coached, and so here you go. Give me
Undisciplined people do dumb things. Disciplined people do smart things. Which are you? Everything that we talk about is going to come down to how do you have the discipline to execute and do the things that you need to do your part. And one thing that everybody has to overcome to be able to do this is, am I going to do what I feel like doing, or am I going to choose to do the things I need to do to accomplish the goal and the vision that I have? This is a huge hurdle for everybody, because how many times have you heard somebody say, I don't feel like doing that? It doesn't matter what you feel like. You got to make choices and decisions based on what you want to accomplish and what you want to do. You got to be committed to it, and it's got to be important to you if you're able to do that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I just wanted to throw that soundbite in here for you to get you to understand that no matter what you're trying to do or accomplish, you got to commit to it. You got to sacrifice all the things that we've kind of already talked about in this series of shows. Is just now the next portion is to back all that up and have a little bit of discipline behind it. Be disciplined when you wake up in the morning. Be disciplined when you brush your teeth in the morning. Be disciplined when you make your bed in the morning. It doesn't matter where you go with this, how you approach it, what are you willing to do. And it doesn't matter if you're not feeling good the next day and you don't want to do the same amount of effort as you were in the past for it to be where it's at today. You have to ultimately have that sacrifice. You ultimately have to have that desire, that push, and that want. How bad do you want it as an individual human being? Rather if you're an adult, rather if you're youth, whoever is listening, all walks of life. Please understand that this does apply to everyone. This is not to single anyone out. This is not to be sports related. Once again, like I've said many times before, I'm coming on Golden Sky Radio to ultimately broaden the horizons of everyone, and I want to make sure that you know that you can be better. And how you can be better is to go back and remember those shows that we played for weeks now about the Success Starter Kit. And this is just the next portion that I believe is the most valuable portion, a part of this series that we're going to talk about is just being disciplined. How disciplined can you make yourself? How disciplined can you be? Again, a lot of people can talk, but can they walk the walk? Not very many people can talk and walk the walk at the same time. And I think that's where a lot of people run into problems with, uh, I guess, just this day and age of, coach, how can we do this? How can we get here? Be disciplined, sacrifice, give up something. What are you willing to give up to surround yourself with the right amount of people, the people that care, the people that want you to succeed, the people that want to see you prosper? And again, I will say it because it is the truth. That is what we try to do here at Golden Sky Radio. Is we're like-minded individuals, and we can collectively come together and build this platform not just for us that are involved, but for you guys that are listening, for you guys that are out there. For hopefully one of these shows that you listen to, whether it be my show, the Inner Champions podcast, whether it be Real Talk with Jordan, any of those shows, doesn't matter what show you take something from. I hope that can inspire you. I hope that it can push you forward. I hope that it can uplift you. I hope that it can motivate you. I hope that it can lead you in the right direction. And again, it doesn't have to be a whole show. It doesn't have to. It just has to be one little piece. What are you willing to listen to and replay in your head? Because there are 4 lines, and I know I mentioned this, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I think it's important, and it helped me remember the importance of being disciplined. There are 4 lines in a very specific podcast of the Real Talk with Jordan that I took within my new walks of life, and just remembered that and I don't want to share them here. I will in a later show. I don't think that that's important at the moment, but take something away from something, gather that information, reutilize that information, reutilize that vision board like we've been talking about for several weeks now. Go back and reflect on that vision board. Be disciplined with that vision board. Be disciplined with those little achievable goals. Be disciplined by building it brick by brick. You know, again, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? A lot of people can talk the talk, but I don't think a lot of people really can sacrifice to walk the walk. I understand 95% of you will have wives, have husbands, have families. Understand that. Take 10% of that to set out achievable goals, to set out those goals. Do them together. Do your goals together. Do your vision board together. If you guys are a family or you guys are a set unit and you're planning to get married one day, more power to you. Then you'll have two people reminding each other of each other's goals, of each other's passions, of each other's heart. Become disciplined together. The more discipline and the more communication you guys have as a collective group, if you're in a collective group, or if this is a student listening, or if this is a young adult listening, just find the way to be disciplined. Again, I don't think it's personally something that's quote unquote trained or quote unquote maybe potentially burned in your brain. You ultimately have to make the decision to want to do this. You ultimately have to make the decision to want to listen to these shows and listen to these messages and advice that I have to give you. And for example, the Real Talk with Jordan has to give you. Take it, utilize it, use it in your everyday lives. That's what's important. And I think that's what will make the change. Not everything that I will say will make the change, but you can critique it however you choose to critique it. And you can ultimately make your own message to make the change, make an impact, leave the positive reinforcement that this platform and that this radio station does each and every day. And I see it through and through. I see the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this thing, and it's starting to show. I really am seeing a fast moving platform grow rapidly just by networking and doing the things that we do here at Golden Sky. And I couldn't be more proud to be on a team of people that are collectively together and conjoined and want the ultimate success for not just ourselves, but for Jordan, the person behind this radio show platform. I'm just so inspired every day. I'm passionate more every day. And the most important thing, it makes me want to be more disciplined, more organized, more put together for not just myself, but for the whole team that's behind Golden Sky Radio. I want to help everyone. I don't want to help just myself. And that's the message here for you guys today is I want to help you guys. I want you guys to go on to our website at goldenskyradio.net and blow up that email. There's an email over there that you guys can get in there and you can leave your reviews, you can leave your questions, you can leave your comments and your concerns, and maybe something about one of these shows that we have for you. And just become disciplined. Learn how to become disciplined. I love to teach. I love to break down other people's situations and concerns, and I want to help. I want to be that helpful, kindful person that just sticks his arm out there and just continues to give back. And what better way to do that than help you become more disciplined? I am ultimately just flabbergasted and I'm stoked to have a ability to reach thousands and thousands of listeners, thousands and thousands of people. I want you all to be disciplined. I want you all to be successful. I want you all to understand and get a taste of just what success is, what you can accomplish when you're successful. And again, I know it's repetitive, it sucks, but be disciplined. Clean up your act, clean up the people that you hang out with, because ultimately they leave an impact on you. Whoever you surround yourself with is who you will become. I just really want you guys to get the message of we all can be champions. We all can be successful. We all can have and live out our dreams, but you got to want to do it. And again, if you can't do this alone, find the assistance, find the leadership, find the help. I am not sitting here telling everyone that they have to do this themselves. I'd be more than happy to be the small piece to your level of success, but that's what the vision board comes in handy for. Remember that. Reflect back on that. Put those attainable goals, put those brick by brick goals on that vision board. So when you have problems and you struggle and you come back and say, Coach, well, I kind of did what you said, but I didn't follow suit. This is a repetitive thing. This has to happen daily. This has to happen over and over and over. Because let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, if you were here for last week's show, when it happens over and over and over the same way again, what does that become? A repetitive habit. Practicing good habits, practicing good routines, practicing good everything. And then it just becomes repetitive. And the more repetitive it becomes, the easier it becomes, the more achievable it becomes. See, when you go back to all these shows and you go back to that vision board, you can relive it. You can picture it. You can visualize it. You can visualize success. And yes, I'm pretty sure we'll have a show just on visualizing success and how important that is. And again, I am just here to bring you guys the tools. I am here to bring you guys the cheat sheet on the test. It's if you're willing to apply the cheat sheet on the test. That is your decision. That is your choice. That is your own desire to do. Again, I can point you. I can lead you. I can guide you in the right direction, but I can't do it for you. I can't pick up your hand and say, okay, pick up the pencil, Jimmy. Write the paragraph, Jimmy. You're going to want to have to do that. You're going to want to have to build that house brick by brick, milestone by milestone. You're going to want to have to put in the insulation. You're going to want to have to put on the drywall. You're going to want to have to put in the nails. Then you're going to want to have to build the texture, the walls, so on and so forth, the roof, and the list goes on. But you'll get my point. You as a person, you as an individual have to ground yourself, wake up and say, I can do this. I believe, I trust, I visualize it. I see it happening. I picture this in my dreams. Do you think I just won a championship and said, oh, we got a gang of guys, we can go win a championship? No, for like 8.5 years, I pictured myself out there on a championship field. And yes, some of you are going to say, oh, it's just luck. You just got fortunate. Trust me. You follow these steps. You follow suit in, pieces of this, and you guide yourself through it. You will see success, and then you'll never look back. Once I reached and understood that I could reach the level of peak of success that I have had, I have never had to go backwards and wonder why or contemplate, why am I here? I'm here for a reason. I have reached a level of success because of all of my failures and all my losses that I have been through. And there are several that you guys don't know about yet. And eventually, over time, after all these shows get put here on Golden Sky Radio, and we come in the studio every day and we do this for you, it's just, you're going to find out. You're going to get the message. It's going to come across. And hopefully, one of these days, it will open all your eyes, because being the age that I am today, it's really opened my eyes. It took me a long time to realize that I have left such an impact. And again, this isn't for bragging rights or anything of those natures or whatnot, but I'm really proud of myself. And I am not one to ever say that I'm proud of myself. And I after each year goes by, I go, okay, coach, you did that. Coach, you did that. Coach, you won that. Coach, you did that for that young man or that young woman. Coach, you made a difference. Coach, you put an impact. And again, it's all the years of being disciplined, and it's a joy. It's clearly a joy, and it's a beautiful platform. I can do it here on Golden Sky Radio. Just be able to continue to share the message, continue to share the positivity with all of you guys. And I really hope that if you have not started, you really do find a way quickly to start taking notes and take some mental notes of what we've talked about for the previous weeks. And this is part 4 in the Success Starter Kit. And I really hope that you guys are gathering valuable tips, valuable tricks, valuable information, because doing what I am teaching you or giving you advice to do is ultimately what I fled my brain with, positive reinforcement, positive engaging people, either that be through YouTube, through TikTok, through any social media platform. You surround yourself, you flood your brain with positive reinforcement, positive. what are you going to get in return? You're going to get positive. So again, let me just recap. Today's show is all about being disciplined, how you can be disciplined in whatever you want to be disciplined in, rather if that's just making your bed, brushing your teeth, waking up for school every day, waking up for work every day, going to work on time, logging out of work on time, not giving them so much of your free time, not giving them so much of your overtime, unless it pays well or whatnot. But again, really what this reflects on is, and I really haven't been mentioning it too much, and I should have earlier on, is that vision board. Go back to that vision board. Go reutilize the things that you wanted to accomplish, the things that you wanted to purchase, rather it be a plane, rather it be a ultimate concert ticket, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. There is no restriction on what you put on your vision board. There is no limit to what or how big or small your vision board can be or is. It is ultimately your vision to see every single day. Make sure if you've yet to make one yet, put the vision board somewhere where you can see it a minimum of 2 times a day. And why that's important is because during this whole process, without you even realizing it until I tell you right now, is you're trying to reweave your brain. You're trying to eliminate some of that negativity. You're trying to eliminate some of those bad habits. You're trying to eliminate some of those bad friends, the bad circles that you have yourself surrounded with right now. Because ultimately, let's say, left hand, you got all your people that aren't so strong with you. They love you as a friend. They kind of, are there. They support you, but they really don't. And then you have all your people on your right hand that support you. They're extremely positive. They're extremely passionate. They want you to have what you want. And you need more of that. And you need to balance it out a little bit. Think of it as a teeter-totter effect. If you have too many people that are negative and put you down on the left side, you need to find some more positive people. If you have too many positive people, which I don't think you can ever have too many positive people, because you always want, if you're on a teeter-totter, those positive people to outmatch the negative people. Think of it that way. And again, with all of this that I'm discussing, it goes back to this topic today, which is disciplined. How disciplined can you be to make these decisions? How disciplined can you be to want whatever it is in life? Again, I know you're sitting here going, Coach, you're saying the same lines. I am, but I'm that passionate about it. I'm that involved in it. I'm that determined about it. I'm that determined that you'll be able to listen to this show today and go, you know what? I have to say within that show, Coach was right about something. Coach was right about this. I'm no perfect person. I'm no perfect human being. It took me a long time to get here. It took me a long time to get positive in my life. I was I don't want to say negative person, but I was a very ornery person. I had a very ornery soul before I found passion, before I found desire, before I found heart, before I found love. I was very ornery. I still am ornery. I don't think if I wasn't ornery today, I wouldn't be alive. And that's for another day, for another story, for another show. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take notes, recap this, find this on our YouTube channel when it gets posted. It's just an amazing thing, and I want you to understand and relive that it can be done. Anything can be done. Being more disciplined can be done. Being more patient can be done. Being happier can be done. But it's all how you want to be happy, all on how you want people to see you be happy. And again, the involvement of wanting to be happy. Who and what and how will you involve yourself? Become more talkative, become more interactive. You think it's easy to sit here and talk to you guys in a studio behind a microphone and I don't get to see physical interactions? Absolutely not. I'm all about character. I'm all about emotion. I'm all about, taking that in, feeding off of people's energy. I can't do that through a microphone. It's hard. Doing these shows for you weekly are hard. They're hard because you're talking on a microphone and you feel like you're talking to yourself, but you ultimately are not. But again, part of doing these shows for you each and every single week is being disciplined, because it's something that we care about for our community. We care about for you. We care about for each other. That is why we're here. That is why we're here at Golden Sky Radio and doing what we do and putting in our time, You think it's just easy to come on here and, be vulnerable and expose and just give you life lessons and experience. It's not easy, ladies and gentlemen. But every time I stand in here in the studio and do one of these shows for you, it just ultimately reminds me the desire, the passion, the discipline of why we come back each week and do you another show is because we have passion for it. We have a desire for it. We have love for it. And if you have that with anything in anything that you do, you can be great. You can be successful. You can be a champion. You have the ability and opportunity to be a champion. Again, that is our ultimate message here, at least on my program, my show during this hour with you, is to tell you you can be a champion. You can be a champion mom. You can be a champion dad. You can be a champion brother or a champion sister or a champion relative or grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever's listening, you all can be champions. But again, in what you want to be a champion, how much time are you willing to give it to be a champion? How much practice are you willing to give it to be a champion? How much desire are you willing to give it? How much sacrifice are you willing to give it or let go of something so that that champion piece, puzzle piece, can fit into your daily life off of your vision board? What are you willing to conquer each and every day as a repetitive habit, a positive outlook habit on your vision board every single day to make that it come to life, to make it so that you can visualize it, to make it so that you can see it come to fruition. It sounds repetitive, but this is what it takes. Everybody for years and years, and for those of you that might be listening and have known me for a little bit, it's a repetitive nature. It's just you live it, you breathe it, you sleep it, and that's how we are here today, is because you live it, you breathe it, you sleep it. Your passion, your desire, your heart, your determination, your just your gut. You go with your gut. I don't want to change the topic too much, but there are plenty of times that I've had to go with my gut. There are plenty of times that it's put me in check and go, nope, nope, pump your brakes, coach. You're going too fast because of my passion, because of my heart, because of my determination. And some of you are going to come back in that email and say, Coach, yeah, that's you. How can I get it? You can get it by doing the small things. You can do it by attaining a small achievable goals. You can. You have to believe it. You have to see it, and you have to want to achieve it. That is how you can do it. That is how you can have more heart, more desire, more determination, more love, more passion. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget that this was part 4 in the Success Starter Kit series. I think I know earlier on I said that this series was going to be like a 6-part series, but I think for now I am going to wrap it up for this particular show today, but also within this series because I want to give you some other ways of going about it. I don't want to get too passionate and burn you all out and make you guys not want to tune in anymore. And I think that's what my brain's telling me to do. So without further ado, that's going to wrap up this series of the Success Starter Kit. I think I may potentially, after weeks come along, I will do a second part to this because there are still plenty of things I need to fill in. I may ultimately also, there's something up my sleeve, turn a series into the pyramid of success. That's still to come. That's still to be plotted out and figured out. And what will we put in that pyramid of success? There's a lot more beautiful, great things to come within this show, within this program, on this radio station. So please make sure to stay tuned for all your other shows. Other shows such as on Tuesdays, The Real Talk with Jordan, and on Fridays, Saddle Up with Jordan. I also know that there is the 80s and 90s wave. And last but not least, there is my Inner Champions podcast show right here on Golden Sky Radio. Once again, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I want to also make sure that you guys do the due diligence to follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. Facebook is Golden Sky Radio. Instagram is Golden Sky Radio. TikTok is golden.sky.radio. This is your host of the Inner Champions podcast, Coach, and we will see you for show number 8. Thanks for listening to the Inner Champions podcast, only here on the Golden Sky radio station.